But the etiquette of it is it's allowed. The etiquette of it is that the lies are a part of the agreement. The lies are what makes don't ask, don't tell go. But a big part of don't ask, don't tell is don't ask. This question is all about the tell. Shut the fuck up with the ask. If you don't want someone lying to your face. How do I get my husband to fuck me? 5 years in, our sex life has waned. I feel on the verge of having an affair, although I've done that before in another relationship, and I don't want to repeat that mistake. When I make sexual advances, my husband is hardly interested. What do I do? Have that affair. I promise you, either he'll want to fuck you after you have that affair, suddenly and desperately want to fuck you, which is often what happens in the wake of the affair, or you'll get divorced and you can get away from this person who's probably shredding your sexual self-confidence and your sexual self-esteem, and how long are you supposed to hang in there? Ask him if there's a medical problem. Ask him what you guys can do to shake it up, and tell him that if nothing changes, you're happy to be married to him, you will stay with him forever, you will not be sexless for the rest of your life. You are going to have a life with sex in it. You'd like to have that be with your husband, but if it's not going to be with him, it's going to be with someone. And you can say it in sort of a, this could happen at some point way, so that when you are fucking someone in 6 months or 2 months or 2 minutes, and you get caught, you're like, told ya. What do you consider to be the perfect dick? I'm actually not a cockhound. There's some guys who are like cock connoisseurs, and some women who are cock connoisseurs, and guys who are cock connoisseurs, and they just love like the aesthetics of the dick, and they can worship a particular dick. You could put this dick on Bill O'Reilly, and they would still think it was a nifty dick. I'm not that person. Like, who the dick is attached to matters very much when it comes to how I feel about the dick. Glory holes are a thing, but I would never go to one. And having sex in bathhouses and sex clubs in the dark with people you can't see when it's just I can't do that. I want to see who I'm having sex with, and I want to know that they haven't had sex with 11 other people in the last 11 minutes. Because I want to feel special, as the kids say. So right now, the perfect dick would be attached to, trying to think of, who's the hot actor of the moment? Yeah, that guy. Ryan Reynolds, is that what you said? Yeah. Especially in Deadpool, getting his ass fucking Deadpool, oh my god. My husband and I are fucking with another couple, and it's, God, no one in Texas is monogamous. Perhaps my sample is skewed. Just judging from this audience. My husband and I are fucking another couple, and it's really hot. What advice do you have so we don't fuck it up? Keep communicating, be nice, be kind. Remember the other couple are human beings with needs and feelings and desires and a unique emotional dynamic at play in their relationship too. But just keep communicating and keep talking. And recognize, and it may be helpful in advance to acknowledge this, that this is for now, like they say. Like they sing in Avenue Q, everything is only for now. And this will go on for as long as it's good, and it will probably end at some point, and we should, when that happens, part without rancor, so that we can always be friends. If you say that in advance, that's likely to happen when it ends. Some part of your subconscious brain is going to be thinking, we have to stick the quadruple dismount here, and de-escalate, so that when it's over, if it ends, and usually when things end, it's not a mutual decision with a couple. It's not going to be an equally 4-part mutual decision with a quadruple. Somebody's probably going to have some hurt coming out of it, and how the people who have the hurt are handled and talked to and cared for by the people who may be ending it, who are inflicting the hurt, which can be hurtful. It can hurt to hurt someone. How you all handle that when it ends will mean the difference between whether you're still friends 20 years later, 10 years later after the sex is over, or you're not. So have that conversation about the end in advance. I think you should have those conversations about how it'll end if it ends on your wedding day with one other person. Because odds are, as I like to say, every relationship you're ever going to be in is going to fail until one doesn't, and you don't know which one that is. So you should always treat the person you're with like you may lose them at any moment, because you might. Don't woo me.